The Disneyland Resort is bringing Halloween magic back to the happiest place on Earth. Walt Disney World has announced that numerous resort hotels will be returning in the very near future. And is Navi River Journey at Pandora, World of Avatar inside Animal Kingdom worth your Disney vacation time? We talk about all that and so much more. It's July the 10th, 2021. Kingdom Report Live, well, starts now.
All who come to this happy place, welcome.
I'm taking a live look outside at the Disneyland Resort, as we always do to start things off. You see the Esplanade there through the trees, where everybody enters and exits the theme parks at. You can kind of see some people walking about in there. From the HojoAnaheim.com Mannequin, always so appreciative of taking that shot atop their hotel. And hello, everyone. It's Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you one more time. Happy Saturday. What a beautiful day to be with you. A summer, hot, muggy July day, but so grateful that you could make time for us this weekend. And as always, we like to reward our viewers. Anybody that decides to watch this program deserves to be rewarded. I mean, you got to put up with an hour of this, so you need something. So we want to do a little something for you, and that is give you your very own Kingdom Report Live mug. That's right, the Kingdom Report Live mug giveaway this week. That mug can be yours if you leave the comment underneath this video on our YouTube channel, The Kingdom Report on YouTube. Leave the comment beneath this very video. It's a small world. That's the phrase that pays this week. It's a small world in the comment section underneath this very video between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and we will reach out to you if you are randomly selected to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report Live mug. Once again, it's a small world in the comment section just beneath this video on our YouTube channel. For those of you watching live and a part of our live chat, we always like to remind you, saying the phrase that pays in the live chat does not qualify you as having entered for this competition. You will need to wait until the live video posts and then go ahead and leave that comment just underneath this video as soon as it becomes available following the live show. So between now, Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, it's a small world in the comment section just beneath the video. All right. We have a lot to get to today, as always. So many great stories, so many wonderful Disney things in which to share. But before we do, there are several people here you need to meet. Who we meeting? Well, it's Katrina Manzone and Tyler Crouch. Hey, gang.
Hi, happy Saturday, everybody.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome.
Just
I hope
fine?
you're doing better than fine.
How
yeah.
do you do?
Fine.
No.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing great. Hanging
Real
out in the
fine.
chat as always, chatting it up with people. Everybody's so nice. It's always good to see. So I'm having a great time.
Well, cue the trolls. Get them in there. Let's ruin that
I know.
time.
Come on, say something.
Yeah,
You
say,
can
No,
stay
never
home
mind.
and stay away from the internet.
say something offensive. That's right. No, don't do that. We don't want. No, please don't.
I'll block you.
Yeah, we don't want that. Please, and if you haven't done so already, no matter where you're watching this, whether it's Facebook Live or on our YouTube channel, or if you're just listening to us, we appreciate wherever you are tuning in at, whether it is on demand after the live show or during the live broadcast. Please hit the thumbs up button on YouTube if you haven't done so already. It alerts everybody that there's a party happening up in her, and you need to join. Same thing over on Facebook Live. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you rate and review us on whatever podcasting app you are listening to us on. That really helps the broadcast be listened to a little bit more by other Disney Parks fans out there that might need a new home. So that is what we are here to do, my dear friends. And let's not waste any more time, because I think there's an awful lot of Disneyland news to get to. Let's go. Disneyland News Time. All of the headlines, all of the stories trending right on out of the West Coast Disney theme parks. And today it's all about Halloween time returning to the happiest place on earth. How about that? Big news coming out of Disneyland this week as they announce that Halloween's coming back. NBC Los Angeles has reported that the iconic sites of Disneyland, well, you can list them off. Lickety Split, Sleeping Beauty's Castle, the Matterhorn, King Arthur's Carousel, the clock fronting on It's a Small World, but there are other visual icons associated with the happiest place on earth, the hallmarks that only appear during certain times of the year. And one of the best known of the bunch, well, it's the Mickey Mouse Jack-o'-lantern, the oversized ear-rocking orange orb that pops up on Main Street, USA when fall grows near. And of course, Jack Skellington over at the Haunted Mansion. How exciting is it to hear that once again the Haunted Mansion will be decked out, ready for another Haunted Mansion holiday. 20 years of Haunted Mansion holiday magic. Can't wait to see that. But in addition to that, Halloween time in general is coming back to Disneyland after taking a year off because they weren't open, of course. Halloween time will materialize at the Disneyland Resort starting September the 3rd and running all the way through October 31st. And you may just be wanting to hear whether or not you can join the Disneyland Resort's Halloween time for a little Halloween party fun. Well, you can. As a matter of fact, the Oogie Boogie Bash is on its way back to Disney California Adventure. And I gotta say, outside of that, the Main Street Pumpkin Festival and all of the fun that comes along with Disneyland Halloween, the Disneyland Park Halloween will also be available. But Oogie Boogie Bash, a Disney Halloween party, is back as a separately ticketed event starting on September the 9th. You can do all of your trick-or-treating. You can do all of your Halloween time fun over at California Adventure, and all you got to do to purchase yourself a ticket is wait until July 13th when tickets go on sale officially, and that the party will not be happening every night. I think that's important to point out, but over 25 select evenings beginning on September the 9th will be available. Look at all of those dates. My goodness, as you see there, tickets do go on sale July 13th, no earlier than 9 a.m. Pacific time on Disneyland.com. Tickets are limited, and guests may check out the website for more important details. But all of those dates ready to be rocking into the Halloween time ether. I know people are pumped to have Halloween time back at Disneyland. Everybody's very excited to see the Halloween parties return, especially after a year of virtually having no celebrations when it comes to holidays. Now having Halloween back in action. The party starts at 6 p.m., runs all the way until 11 p.m., so 5 full hours of good time fun. You can also start mixing in at 3 p.m., by the way, so in total, you can spend 8 hours in the park if you would like. General admission tickets, as we mentioned, starting on July 13th, will become available starting at $114 per person. And then, of course, depending on the night, running to $169 per person. This is great news. It's wonderful to see Halloween coming back to the Disneyland Resort and Oogie Boogie Bash Halloween parties also making their way back to the Disneyland Resort. Tyler, Katrina, World of Color not included as part of the offering. However, the Frightfully Fun Parade and really almost every other aspect of the Halloween parties we've come to know at California Adventure will be available. How pumped are we for a little Halloween time, Katrina?
I am really excited. Oh my god! No, I love Oogie Boogie Bash. I think when it first happened, I was kind of skeptical about it. I was like, I don't know. I guess it'll be okay. And then when you go through the Redwood Trail, it is so amazing. Like the simplest things that they could do, it was mind-blowing. It's like kind of eerie, but yet very, I don't know, dark. It was really cool. And then it's cool because the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout's going to happen again for the Halloween version, so that's cool. So it kind of like switches it up. So I'm curious if they're going to do like other stuff in Adventures Campus for Halloween that they haven't announced yet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That'd be cool. Get some of those zombie superheroes out there.
Oh
like from those alternate reality comic books. That'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. And honestly, I don't really care if World of Color doesn't happen because I didn't really like the Halloween show anyway. If it was World of Color, I'd be okay. I'd be like really sad about it but I didn't like the Halloween version. I was like giggling the whole time because it was just really cheesy.
Yeah.
Not for you, huh?
No, I didn't like it.
It's all right. Yeah, it's not my favorite thing. I'm not, World of Color, honestly, I might break a lot of hearts with this statement, but it's never really been my favorite show.
Ooh, ouch.
So I'm not really going to be missing that very much. But I mean, Oogie Boogie Bash itself is just a lot of fun. It's like way darker than kind of the Halloween party used to be over in Disneyland, which
Right.
I appreciate. And I mean, I'm excited for that Headless Horseman to come
Heck
back
yeah.
and have the sound effects and everything that come from that area is like so cool during Halloween. So I'm really stoked about it.
See
And
Oogie Boogie himself being there.
I know,
Mhm.
yeah. And I wonder how many people over in Florida are super jealous about. I mean, come on, Boo Bash versus Oogie Boogie. Come
8
on.
hours
I mean,
versus
it's no
3.
contest.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Just how bizarre is it that Walt Disney World, which has been open a year this month, I mean, they reopened a year ago. Disneyland just opened a couple months back, and Disneyland is getting the far superior, almost completely regular version of the Halloween party. Disney World's Magic Kingdom, not at all getting the same version of their Halloween party. I can't understand why.
I don't get it. I couldn't tell you either. The only thing I can think of is just they don't want to spend money on entertainment over there, I guess. But
That's it.
I don't know why.
But they keep
I don't
magically
get it.
having tickets come like available. It's crazy.
Yeah, keeps offering more and more capacity for the Halloween parties, and they're
Yeah.
selling those out. The Boo Bash, and we'll get to that in a later update. But like, it's weird to think that Disney World being open this much longer and being on top of their entertainment game even more than Disneyland has been with their slow roll reopening,
Sure.
not offering up the same things that say we are. It's just so odd.
I almost wonder too. This is just a possibility. I don't know if this is the reason, but maybe they saw the kind of backlash about Boo Bash, and they were just like, we gotta
can't
go.
do that.
We gotta do this, And they know too. I think they have kind of more competition in a way in California because they're right down the street from Knott's, and we know they're doing Scary Farm this year. So, and I know they're kind of different types of events, but I don't know. Maybe they're just like, we gotta get a Halloween party together over here because it was not a good reception for Boo Bash, I feel like, but.
And I think there's like the annual pass holders. People look forward to it. It's kind of like an annual thing for families to go dress up and go trick or treating. Like that's what they do. Like I mean, people bring their pillowcases to fill it full of candy. So I feel like they would do the families that do this as an annual thing a disservice because people look forward to it so long, and like coming after a pandemic, closing down for a year, and then coming out with being like, you get 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't even get a general like admissions, like because you're able to like go in before the party starts to kind of just have fun and ride some rides and whatnot. So I feel like that would be like a huge disservice.
Sure.
if
I mean,
we
I think
didn't
it's a
do it.
tradition for a lot of people in Orlando too, though. So, I don't know.
I guess, but they're so corporate over there that they just don't care. I feel like they're like, you're on your vacation, you're gonna spend your money anyway, and here it's you have 3 hotels that are overpriced, and then you have like the surrounding hotels. But I feel like it's mainly like the families that live in the surrounding areas that come and visit. Maybe I'm wrong.
And this Boo Bash, which is offering far less when it comes to Walt Disney World guests and far less from the Halloween party that we're used to, as we mentioned, keep selling out. So it's not like they're having a problem, booking the party. But Disneyland is getting far more, on the West Coast here. And we are grateful. I will say very, very happy to see that Halloween is coming back to the Disneyland Resort this year. Many people's favorite time of year at the theme parks, especially knowing that the pumpkin cavalcade, the pumpkin pageant that happens on Main Street USA. One of my favorite things, especially when it comes to all of the artistic touches when it comes to Halloween and pumpkins all throughout Main Street USA. I'm very excited to see what comes about. As we understand it also, there are rehearsals happening right now for cavalcades that will soon be proceeding down Main Street USA and throughout Disneyland Park. So that's awesome news too. Very pumped to see what happens with that. In addition to Halloween coming back to Disneyland, already ticket prices are being slashed for Disneyland theme parks for California residents. In fact, the Orange County Register reports that Disneyland is bringing back discounted multi-day ticket offers for California residents in the middle of summer as the Anaheim theme park continues its phased reopening after a 412-day coronavirus closure. Having already begun, Californians can purchase $249 3-day single park tickets that allow access to either Disneyland or Disney California Adventure, or $304 3-day park hopper tickets that will get them into both parks on a single day. That is a pretty good deal for the typically pricey tickets, with single park discount tickets running $83 per day and the discounted park hoppers costing $101 per day. By comparison, a single Tier 1 ticket costs $104, while a park hopper will set you back $159. The highest priced Tier 5 ticket costs $149 a single park for a single park, and $209 for a park hopper. Disneyland typically offers Southern California resident discounts just as the Christmas holiday decorations get put away for another season and the slower winter months begin. But this year, it's a little different, like everything else involving the pandemic. So this is something very interesting to me, that we're already seeing discounted tickets come out. The theme parks have only been open a few months. We all anticipated, I think we all said it, we were thinking the demand for Disneyland was going to be through the roof. We didn't think people were going to be able to get reservations through the summer because it was just going to be overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. That hasn't happened. And now we're seeing discounted tickets. Reminder, annual passes for the West Coast, and I mean the East Coast too, to a certain degree. The East Coast and West Coast have both sort of joined forces in suspending the annual pass program as they have reopened things. However, unlike Walt Disney World, which we fully anticipate will come back with their normal annual pass program, it sounds like things are going to be very different here. We've gone over this time and time again when the president of Disneyland has come forward with information saying that by the end of this year, we're going to see a rewards program for frequent visitors, rewards program for people that love to come to Disneyland, but they're steering now away from the whole idea of the annual pass here on the West Coast. Seeing discounted tickets, though, this soon and in the middle of summer, very suspicious to me.
I think that they're not getting the people that they want during the week and mainly like the weekends, because like we've gone a couple times, and especially like the 4th of July weekend, like you were there, that was very intense, very like a lot of people packed in. But I feel
a lot of people packed in, Katrina, for the fireworks.
Yeah.
But we walked on to most attractions.
Yeah,
right.
that's
true.
Everybody
was waiting for the show.
I think that's the reason why we were able to walk on there, though, because everybody was waiting for the fireworks at like 5 p.m. There, like Main Street.
They knew what the main event was.
Tons of people, yeah. But I've been seeing a lot more videos. I mean, everybody's saying that the rides have been like okay to walk on, like, you know, or at least like a decent wait. And then it just gets really busy at nighttime. And I'm curious what the occupancy is. Because Disney hasn't announced what their capacity is yet. Mm-hmm. It used to be 35, and now who knows what it is. But I feel like maybe like the weekdays, or like they want people to come during the weekdays more than like the weekends, and that's why they're trying to like put out these California residency like rates, so you know people can kind of come after work, or even try to like call out sick one day and go play hooky over at Disney. But I am pretty shocked that they're doing this, and I think they are maybe trying to do this to increase the capacity, because I think maybe they're not getting a lot of tourist people like they really thought they were going to get.
Not filling up reservations nearly as quick as anticipated, or if at all reaching that capacity limit. Most days are open through the rest of summer at this point. They've increased that level clearly, and now offering up a discounted rate certainly suggests that there is a need for more people in the park. What do you think about this, Tyler? It's a very interesting. I didn't anticipate this being thrown out there so soon. I thought maybe towards the end of summer, as we head towards fall, okay, there's kind of a downslope there. Maybe we would see it then. Not already. It's July. It's the 4th of July. We're coming out of 4th of July week, and this discount suddenly appears. Incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of wild too that like the offer is ending like when everybody goes back to school, basically like in September.
Right.
And it's like, wow, you're offering discounts only for what's supposed to be your busiest time of year. Mm-hmm. It's kind of insane. But am I surprised that they're doing it? Not really, but I guess I'm kind of like you, where I am shocked that it's like during the summertime. But I guess they already figure that they're not going to hit the numbers they want to hit, because why else would they be doing this? So it's really interesting to see. I'm not surprised, but it's compared to what you can normally get it's a pretty decent deal. So I can't complain about it.
It's a great deal.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, I honestly think that this is kind of a test ground for maybe the future of an annual pass replacement
Reward
system. A reward system.
Whatever they're
Three
calling
times
it.
you get a button.
Yeah, there you go.
So I think this
Here's
is
a goodie.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is kind of how they're planning annual passes like in the future. And I think there's going to be like, you're going to buy an annual pass that has, you know, a certain amount of days on it. You're going to be able to pick your days, your park reservations, and this is kind of a test, I think. But I could be wrong. But,
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, that's interesting. Are they trying to like hook you in? Like you want to come during the summer, and then it becomes like kind of like a normal. So then when Halloween comes on September 3rd, then everybody's like, oh God, I gotta see it. And then they pay the high price.
That could be too.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who knows? It's interesting too, because I know, like, especially with things like Avengers Campus, like changing every week with like new Lokis coming out and different things like that.
So cool.
It's like they've designed so much is there for the annual pass holders, and when you can only buy one day at a time, it really is kind of a deterrent to want to come back again. Like, oh, you got to wait through the whole, not wait, but you know, it just seems like it's a little more of a pain in the butt, right? To kind of buy like each ticket individually and like plan your days like that. But when you can just buy 3 at a time, I think it seems like there's a smaller barrier to entry. And I think they'll probably get a lot of people this summer. So
2 points to make here, I think, worth mentioning. Annual pass holders, I think for the most part, almost every level that existed prior to the pandemic were blocked out with the exception of the highest tier almost all of the summer anyway.
Weekends,
and typically summertime was very nice, you know, to visit Disneyland if you were able to go. Summertime was, believe it or not, more quiet than most of the year because the annual pass holder base was so influential in crowd flow and when parks were filled and that sort of thing. And then on top of that, the discount that we mentioned that the Orange County Register was writing about that typically happens, you know, going into like spring after winter and stuff like that, that was always the twofer is what they call it. So you know, it was a 2-ticket option. This is a 3-ticket option in the middle of summer. During a time where they used to try and push big crowds away and annual pass holders away. So we're very interested in what people think when it comes to this discount already being thrown out into the mix and them definitely trying to stimulate people to come back to Disneyland, not seeing the crowds clearly that they wanted to see as the parks have reopened. What do you think? Where do you think this is going? Are we going to see an annual pass or whatever it's called, a reward system, whatever they decide to label it? Are we going to be seeing an annual pass type structure come into place sooner than we had anticipated to try and fill these parks back up? Or are we going to see continued discounts leading up to the end of the year when they say an annual pass will likely come back? We'd love to hear your comments. Leave them just beneath this video. As always, your perspective is appreciated. And on top of that, Halloween time. Are you going to be buying a Halloween party ticket? Are you coming out to Disneyland this September and October for all the Halloween festivities? Let us know, please. As always, appreciating your opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you stick around. We've got some Disney World news coming up after the break.
Do you know everything the ghost host is going to say before he says it? Are you ready to thank the Venetians each time you board Spaceship Earth? Can you recite Walt's opening day dedication speech? Then join the Kingdom team today, the influential legacy fan community featuring exclusive merchandise that will alert all who've come to this happy place that you are more than just another guest. You are a trusted theme park fan. Don't miss out. Join the Kingdom team right now by visiting the homepage at kingdomreportlive.com. That's kingdomreportlive.com. And now, back to the magic.
It's Gared on the go time. Our Walt Disney World reporter Gared Hassel is somewhere in the Orlando theme parks for us. Where are you at today, mister?
Well, I'll only say this. Omagata Kamaya, or as the Navi say, I see you, I am here at Disney Animal Kingdom Park in the world of Pandora. And my, what a world it is. It is busy. Everyone wants to go on Flight of Passage, but I'm very excited to be here. This is one of my favorite all-time lands. I think it just looks spectacular. And I got a waterfall nearby and teaching me to cool off. It's good times here on Pandora.
My goodness. You look like you belong in Pandora, what with the eyebrows on fleek and whatnot.
Why, thank you, sir. In the Navi tradition, they have a saying, the one with the fleekest eyebrows gets the fleekest banshee.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
I've
I
never
don't
gotten one of
want to
those.
translate it because it means a whole lot more than that, but yeah, let's just say the banshees, they know what's going on.
Wow.
Now we know. Wisdom.
I
from
knew
the-
you spoke French, but I didn't know you also spoke Navi. You're multilingual, this boy.
They call me Scound, and I think it means like awesome person, but actually it means moron.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That's not.
That's not nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
They're like, oh, you Scound, and I'm like, thanks. And they're like, that's not a compliment.
That's a
to
put
myself.
down.
rude.
Well, at
Yeah,
least
we
you
don't
got
like
those
put
eyes.
downs here.
Yeah. At
But
least
I
you got
do
those
have a
eyebrows.
ring.
Yeah, God bless those eyebrows. Well, buddy, being in Pandora World of Avatar, being on a different planet,
Mhm.
you're far, far away from any sort of place to lay your head. However, back on this planet, it sounds like Walt Disney World is bringing back a few more beds in which to lay your head. Tell us about it.
Yes, indeed. If you are looking to have a place to stay when you're out here, well, you're in luck because multiple Walt Disney World hotels are coming back online and are reopening. There are now more magical locations than ever before, with five resorts announcing their openings in the upcoming months. On September 16th, you've got All Star Music. On the 14th of October, Port Orleans Riverside, Port Orleans French Quarter on the 20th, All Star Sports on the 9th. And of course, bookings are now available. And this is just really exciting because some of these resorts they're moderate, they're valued. So they give you a little bit more bang for your buck, as opposed to, Grand Floridian, which can charge $500 a night. These places might charge $100, $150, maybe $200 max. And the theming of them are quite spectacular. I love the Port Orleans resorts. Port Orleans Riverside, as well as French Quarter, just have such an amazing feel, especially if they have the boats running that can take you to and from Disney Springs. It's quite a magical adventure. And I stayed at both of these, and Riverside definitely has a more rich feel, but French Quarter, it just has so much life, so much part. The pool is amazing, and they have a water slide where you come out of a dragon's mouth. And if that's not fun, I don't know what is. Plus, I'm looking forward to beignets. I need some beignets. You can't really get any beignets out here. I don't have, New Orleans Square.
Yeah,
so I'll
Jazz
have to go to
Kitchen.
French Quarter.
and- yeah.
Yeah. You guys got all the.
Yeah, we
I'm
got
closer to New Orleans, and you guys get beignets. I don't.
yeah,
know
we
how
got
that makes
beignets
sense
for
at all.
days.
All the num-nums. That's what we got.
Beignets 4 days. Put
Exactly.
that on a shirt.
Yes, please. Let's sell that one in the Kingdom Report store.
It's coming to you soon at the Kingdom Report store. And I know a lot of people have been asking about Port Orleans resorts. When are they coming back? It's been a long time. It's so crazy to think that we've gone this long period of time without these very critical resorts, these resorts that a lot of people absolutely love to stay at. A lot of people that visit Walt Disney World, they have specific resorts that they take their families to as part of like a tradition. And the Port Orleans resorts, they're considered moderate in scale, moderate in price. These resorts have some lovely amenities added to them, and some of which you just saw. You can take a water taxi to Disney Springs. You're able to bounce around in, I think, some of the best themed resort property anywhere in Disney World. A lot of Walt Disney World properties have really over-the-top theming, and then there are some that have such an intricacy of theming and such a very touching and over-the-top feel to it that you walk away thinking like, wow, it's like a home away from home. And sadly, I know Port Orleans is losing or has lost some entertainment over the last year. They ended up cutting some entertainment. They ended up cutting some items that used to be sort of a fixture of the properties themselves. But these two resorts, the French Quarter and the Riverside, I know a lot of people have been asking us in our comment section too, when do you think Port Orleans is coming back? What's taking so long? I think now they're finally seeing demand enough to reopen them.
It's great.
Yeah.
My next question is when are they going to start cleaning rooms every day for the price that you're paying for the hotel?
Not
Not
just
to
every
be
four.
a downer, but like it's just kind of a bummer because you're paying like a high price for all this stuff, and like And sometimes Port Orleans is, or like Riverside is actually pretty expensive sometimes because of the demand for it. Because we stayed there once and a couple times actually.
Yeah.
But we did one time like the royal like princess room or whatever, which is like super cute, super quaint. The faucet looks like the Aladdin's lamp, and then there's like a chair that looks like the dog from Beauty and the Beast, and then there's
carpets on the carpet.
And carpets on the carpet. You know, it's actually kind of fun. I love that room. Every time people say they want to stay there, I always have to recommend that room because I honestly I think it's actually like the cutest little room.
Yeah, I think it is a lot of fun. I think that until Grandestino kind of came and kind of updated Coronado Springs, I think that Riverside was like my favorite moderate hotel. But now, sorry, it's kind of Grandestino at this point. But Riverside is still really cool, and I agree with you that the theming is like so cool there because it's one of the types of hotels that's very spread out, and so yeah, you could have like a long walk to your room sometimes, which is a little bit of a bummer, but the grounds are just so beautiful that you really do feel like you're walking through a bayou somewhere, you know, in the south, which is pretty cool.
You kind of forget where you're at when you walk out there because you're just like it. I like that. It's like very picturesque.
And that is when a hotel does its job at Disney. You know, when they captivate you, take you away from today and put you in their world. Absolutely. Gared, do you have a favorite from that list in terms of property to stay at?
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for French Quarter. That pool is just, I think, so imaginative and brings out the whimsical side in all of us. Because if you didn't know what's going on there in the pool, it's like Mardi Gras is going off. So you see a dragon float going by, you see the alligators playing their trumpets and having a grand time. So French Quarter for me, I just love it. Plus, they've got a jazz club on the inside. It just feels like it just has that nostalgic Southern feel of New Orleans and Louisiana, and it's sad Yeehaw Bob's not there, but
yeah, right. That Quarter, just sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that just made me really sad right there.
Yeah, but French Quarter, I love it. The pool is a lot of fun, and the water taxi, that is one of the coolest things, especially if you do it at nighttime. It is tranquil, it is mystifying, and it's just a nice ride. It's a hidden gem of transportation. People think the Skyliner is cool. The water taxi is even cooler, especially when you see the tree houses at Old Key West. It's just magical.
It is magical indeed. And speaking of magical and sticking with the resort theme here, a magical piece of the resort stay has been retired, we hear.
Yeah, that's true. Must Do Disney, the show that had Stacy J on there, has been retired. It is now going away. For over 15 years, Stacy has been on Your Resort TV telling you about some of the great things you can come to expect at Walt Disney World, whether it's new attractions, shows, places to eat, things to do. She was sort of the person you saw on your screen right away. It was fun. It was cheesy at times, but Stacy had such a great energy about her, and she really she made you feel like a guest even though she wasn't a guest. So she just had this amazing energy about her. And Wade, I know you, whenever you'd come out here, you'd always see Stacy on the screen and it'd make you feel like a kid. And whenever I would stay in a resort room, it makes me feel like a kid. But yeah, she's going away. But a fun fact, her original contract was only supposed to be 1 year long. It turned into 15 years. So that is quite an amazing accomplishment for Stacy. And it's going to be sad to see her gone, but there is now a replacement for that show. It doesn't have a title, but it has updated footage of the most magical place on earth, Walt Disney World, and it has only a voiceover, so you don't even see a face to the voice. It's just someone talking about what's coming up to all the different parks. And while it is great, Stacy was definitely the personality that welcomes you to Walt Disney World. She was, to me, a cast member at heart. And yeah, I'm gonna miss you, Stacy. Thank you for all you did. You were such great fun to watch on the TV, and I see, people go into the rooms and they turn on that one right away because they want to know what's going on at the resort.
She was such a delight. I mean, I can't tell you. You're absolutely right, Gared. You mentioned that oftentimes I would, race into my room when I had arrived to Walt Disney World, and this was the first thing I would always do. Anytime I would arrive to Disney World, if I was staying at a Disney World Resort hotel, first thing I would do, I'd walk in, I would turn on the TV, and I would listen to Stacy in a full loop Every time, I knew what she was going to say, but I would listen to the Must Do Disney via Stacy and her infectious personality. She is so much fun. She is so ridiculous and over the top. She is such a blast to not only listen to, but to learn from. And anytime I would take people with me to Walt Disney World, if it was their first time, I wouldn't allow them to go to the theme parks until we sat down and watched a full loop of Stacy and Must Do Disney, because this is how you need to know about Walt Disney World. The music that accompanied this show was also one of my favorite things about it. And I know it's silly to sort of harp on the idea that, you know, a program on a resort television loop is being removed, but you have to understand it's been there for 15 years and it's been consistently updated every year. So you see her from way back when, and then you see clips of her from today, you know, where she's talking about current things and modern things, and they interweave it so well. She's hilarious in the process. I'm so going to miss this. And yeah, it's now being replaced with, it sounds like, an invisible voice from above. And the personality of Stacy is laid to rest, at least on our Disney World TV screens.
That's so sad.
Yeah. You know, the chat has a great idea. Good old Harry Chest over there points out that you put it on YouTube, and then right when you get to your room, put it on YouTube. Watch it again. It's perfect.
Watch it on a loop as soon as you get to your room on the computer.
Yeah. So at least it can live on that way.
Cast it to your smart TV at your Disney World resorts,
Right.
and you know, she never officially goes away. That's for sure. So sad to see her gone.
I just why
Such an
now?
institution.
Like, why now? Like, and then hide it with a faceless person.
Yeah.
Maybe she was getting more money than they wanted to pay her. I mean, that seems kind of, I hate to say it, but seems to be the reason they're doing a lot of their things right now, is that they lost so much money during COVID. So,
or she's so popular that they just needed to cut it, and they're like, "Listen, you're getting too popular. We need to have a faceless
You're getting bigger
person."
than the mouse.
People love her too much.
Yeah,
She has too much power. She's more recognizable than Chapek is. We got to tone you down.
that's right. It's Chapek's fault.
But-
He's like, she's too popular.
But wait, when you said that, like, that was the first thing you had your friends watch, she's sort of like a syllabus to the resort. You go over the syllabus so that way you know what to expect, and then you can go. But Stacy, thank you so much for all you did. You were such a great personality and such a great ball of energy to get us ready. I'll miss you. I know Wade will miss you 10 times more because he got to experience you more, but thank you, Stacy, for all you did.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling in the world knowing that she won't be on our resort TVs, and you know, she just added such a slice of life to turning on, you know, your resort loop and seeing her pop up and for the next 20 minutes talking about everything in Walt Disney World. She had some great one-liners too that I mentioned around Disney friends of mine that, you know, always get a rise. You know, the look at this little chunker munker, and I mean, she has so many little catchphrases throughout the Must Do Disney show that really she became an institution over the course of time. And you know, we won't spend a whole lot of time on this, but boy, it is a bummer, and certainly sad to see Stacy go. You can check her out online, Stacy J. Swad. She is on all the social media. She put out a statement this week that we covered in a news update on our YouTube channel, where, you know, she basically said, "This has been the best 15 years of my life. It's been amazing being a part of all of your magical moments as well." You can tell this job meant a heck of a lot to her. So very sad to know that at Magic Kingdom's 50th anniversary year, she is no longer a part of the overall experience. Big bummer, to say the least. So, shoot. Well, we move from that unfortunate news to more news of selling out events. What the heck is going on with this Boo Bash?
It's pure lunacy to me, because Boo Bash, the thing we talked about a couple of weeks ago, continues to sell out. For those that do not know what Boo Bash is, it is the hopefully temporary replacement to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. In it, you are going to shell out more money than what you did for Not So Scary, and you'll get a lot less. I don't understand the business model behind it, but yeah, more dates have sold out. Right now, the current dates that are gone are August 10th, 17th, September the 14th, October 5th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 15th, 26th, 29th, and of course, Halloween night. Yeah, this baffles me, Wade, because Boo Bash doesn't sound as good as Not So Scary was. While you do get to spend more time in the parks, you don't get, 5+ hours like you used to in the past, where you would get like, from 6 to midnight, it's Not So Scary, and you get fireworks, you get parades, you get castle shows, more character meet and greets. But this time it's like, can get a couple cavalcades you got in the fall of last year when the park reopened. You only get 3 hours, maybe 4 if you're lucky. And yeah, tickets are going to be more expensive, and there's no fireworks right now announced. So yeah, this really does confuse me, and it's confused all of us. We've talked about this in great detail in past shows, but there is expected to be less crowds at this event despite them selling out more tickets. So either they're adding more tickets or something. But
pretty
you
wild.
may have the opportunity. Yeah, you may have the opportunity to go on more attractions, but for me, Boo Bash just isn't as, amazing as Not So Scary was. Not So Scary was out of this world entertaining. They had characters you could never meet, like Tarzan and Jane. You could never meet them. You'd see Angelica on the pirate ship in the Pirates of the Caribbean, parade section. And this one, you get Jack and Sally and all the other ones. So, yeah, Boo Bash, you great mystery. Just keep surprising us. Because at this point, I'm not surprised that you keep throwing out more curveballs like sellouts. So.
I mean, I think if this says anything, it's, get your tickets now if this is something that interests you. We have talked about it at great length in prior broadcasts. We've talked about our confusion over why this seems to be so popular, given the fact that it's not the Halloween party that many of our friends are used to that visit Walt Disney World, and certainly offers far less in terms of amenities that the party would offer. And now knowing that Disneyland is bringing back the Oogie Boogie Halloween party to California Adventure in almost its entirety, and still Disney World is not getting their Halloween party back. I'm just confused by it all, but great to see that so many of these dates are selling out. Perhaps it's time to book your ticket if you're somebody that's been on the fence about this. Wild. It keeps just booking out.
If these dates come back to play again, I'm gonna lose it. Like, I don't know what is happening.
We
you
reopened
can't just
more
cancel
room.
tickets for days to come back up. They're non-refundable.
Right.
You buy them, you stick with them, or I don't know if you could sell them to other people, but that's just
I don't think so.
That's
Non-transferable.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm just, like I've said the last few weeks, I just hope that it's really, if it goes by the after hours nomenclature, then it should hopefully be a pretty subdued crowd, and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for, getting on rides quickly, but we don't know, especially when they added, more tickets to these nights. It's like, we don't know exactly what the crowd is going to be like, and maybe that's why it's selling out so quickly. Maybe there are not that many tickets, but time will tell. I'm really curious to see, because if this is just, if I hear that people are waiting in any lines whatsoever at that party, then I'm going to be like,
longer than 5 minutes.
Then what's the deal? I don't understand. We shall see. That's the craziest thing about it, is I feel like people are buying tickets to a thing that Disney hasn't even really officially explained that well.
Yeah.
So
they have to do fireworks. Like, fireworks just started. Like, they can't just stop for
Happily
like a
Ever
whole
After.
month. The what?
They're just going to do Happily Ever After.
Yeah.
But they're going to, projections will be orange and black instead of the normal colors, just to give it that Halloween theme to it, maybe.
Boo.
I hope
More
not.
like Boo Bash, right?
Oh, got it.
Oh,
Wow.
drop, mic drop, boop.
Yeah. Disneyland is winning in the Halloween party department, so I bow to the West Coast.
That's right.
As
That's why
per
you're wearing
usual.
that T-shirt.
Mm-hmm. He knows.
Repping the original.
That's right. Rep that original. Well, as always, let us know if you are planning on visiting the Boo Bash, if you've already purchased tickets, and why you purchased tickets, why you think it's a good value, because that really is the backlash. Is most people don't think it's a good value, given the fact that it's a very large cost to a ticket, and there's so little being offered just on the front end. We've said many times we hope that more continues to be added to these events for the sake of value, because the pricing for it is pretty steep. And on top of that, the party itself, or the event itself, it's not being called a party, very small in length. So at any rate, the Boo Bash continues to sell out. You might want to get your tickets now. Gared, thank you so much for coming to us from the world of Pandora with all the headlines this week. You should fly away on a Banshee.
I intend to. Sivako, rise to the challenge.
Sivako!
And I'm gonna fly.
And
I'm gonna
fly.
The best part of the entire attraction is fly.
Yes. Yeah, when the pre-show is where you peak as an attraction. That says everything you need to know.
It's certainly does
I
not
love
peak
that
at the
pre-show.
pre-show.
Oh, no,
That
no,
is
no,
a
it doesn't.
horrible
Yeah.
pre-show.
Oh, no. Yeah, please do not take that to heart. This attraction
We're kidding.
is phenomenal. So yeah, if you haven't gotten on Flight of Passage, do it when you can. It's only a 105-minute wait right now.
Hey,
Oh, nothing.
So let's go do that. So
Please.
it's actually pretty good.
breezes by. No wait at all. Well, thank you, buddy. All right, my friends, you let us know in the comments section. Are you bummed to see Stacy and Must Do Disney fade away forever? It's very sad, I know. Let us know what you think. And are there any hotels that are returning that Walt Disney World has just announced that you are super amped up for? As always, looking forward to hearing what's on your mind in the comments section just below. All right. Hey, let's keep the fun going. I think it's time for some Do It or Ditch It. Let's go. Do It or Ditch It time. This is where we take a look at something in the theme parks and decide whether it is worth doing or not doing at all, in which case we say ditch it. Hopefully we won't be saying too much of that, but it's worth knowing whether or not something is worth your vacation time. And today it is all about Navi River Journey at Disney's Animal Kingdom inside the World of Pandora. Avatar Land, as many people call it. The Navi River Journey is something that is located just alongside the mega attraction Flight of Passage. This is something that if you don't know it's there, you might walk right past it and keep going, but most people do know that it's there. It is a soft, sort of easygoing boat ride, very, very much a peaceful attraction with no real sort of climax to it. It's just a very gentle ride that's in a beautiful environment, and then off you go. It's a nice place to go take a break from the heat, that's for sure. Mesmerizing colors, beautiful dark ride type atmosphere. Certainly something that I would consider to be a new age dark ride. But we did reach out to all of you when it came to the Kingdom Report audience, and we asked, is Navi River Journey worth your Animal Kingdom time? And in the poll, you responded by saying it's a must-do, 50%, and not really, 50%.
Wow.
Over 300 of you responded to this poll, and I watched this go back and forth all week until finally the cutoff came, and it was at 50-50. And I was stunned by that, mainly because people are truly divided about this ride,
Yeah.
it seems, whether or not it is truly worth their time, whether they'd go out of their way for it. We will start here in studio with Katrina Manzone and what she thinks when it comes to Navi River Journey. It is a ride that oftentimes does command a huge weight, mainly because it's in Pandora. And Pandora is the new hotness at Animal Kingdom, so everybody rushes back there. That is the first place most people go to in the morning because they want to get on the other ride, Flight of Passage, and this seems to be a lot of times something to do in the interim for a lot of people. But what's your take on this ride?
Oh, man. Okay,
Oh,
so...
dang it.
Oh, my God.
No, jeez.
But I like the ride. I think it's very peaceful. I think if you know the story behind it, it's actually really beautiful. I can see people with like kids that may not appreciate it as much because it is a very quiet ride. It's not like Pirates where there's, you know, shooting all the whole time and there's always action and adventure the whole time. It's honestly a very quiet, peaceful journey, and you just go through Pandora
Placidly.
and then you just, you know, you see like the different creatures, the plants and stuff, and then at the end you finally see the shaman. And then so like that's like the big reveal at the end. And honestly, I can see some people, if they want like an action ride, this is not for you. I like it. I say do it. If fast passes do come back, I would definitely say do it. If it's, you know, 120 minutes, then I would probably say don't. Wait until the end of the night.
Now, oftentimes, fast passes at Walt Disney World will, you know, be categorized by level of ride and stuff like that. Would you say if you can't get a fast pass to this, but you could get a fast pass to say, I don't know, any other level of attraction like
usually
it?
it's Flight of Passage or the River Journey.
I was going to say, I mean,
Flight of Passage.
Most people would say that, right?
Yeah. If you had a
Flight of Passage,
2-day,
sure.
you know, if you knew you were going to Animal Kingdom for 2 days, I would say, you know, you get the Flight of Passage for the first day, and then the last day, try the river, you know, try the river journey. But if you know the story, it's actually really cool because, like, And I don't know. Did you want to talk about it? I know you love this story about going.
Tell us the story.
To the
What's
to
the
river.
story? Or what
Okay,
are you going to say
fine.
about it?
I don't know.
You
he
mean
likes,
just like
you-
how it's like a prelude to?
Yeah.
Well,
It is beautiful. I don't know. He likes saying the story. He always tells it to people. I thought I was gonna
Well,
let.
okay,
I was gonna
okay.
let him
Gather
say
around,
it.
everyone, while
All right,
Tyler shares
yes.
with you the story about
Light a
Navi River
fire.
Journey.
Dim
Let's
the
do
lights,
this.
everybody. Get your popcorn.
So that's actually one of my reasons that I would say is were you going to say something else
No,
too,
go
or should I
ahead.
just go into my turn? Okay.
Just go into it.
So
That's fine.
I say definitely do it, like 100%. And like Katrina was alluding to here, this is an attraction that, listen, when you go, I would say 100% you should do Flight of Passage too when you go to Animal Kingdom, right? And this attraction is literally the beginning of Flight of Passage. It's all of the Navi taking you in and accepting you so that you can be a part of their culture and enjoy a flight on a Banshee. And so it all leads up to Flight of Passage. That's one thing to keep in mind. I think that's a super cool thing that they kind of did, like 2 separate attractions that one leads into the other one.
I'm sure a lot of people that goes right over their head. Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
even
people
realize.
don't really know it until someone told us when we went around Pandora, and I was like, "What? That's
Right.
cool."
A connection.
So if you want the full story of Flight of Passage, which is obviously a do it, go on this ride because it's a better pre-show than Flight of Passage has. That's
oh
for sure.
my.
So so anyway, I mean, so that's a major component for me. The other thing is I think the technology is just so cool. I mean, not only does it have a lot of projection stuff that works flawlessly, like people don't even understand, like sometimes that you see that waterfall over there? Not even a real waterfall. That's just a projection that kind of tricks your brain. And they do it, yeah, and they bubble up the water a little bit, and they do it so well that unless you really know what you're looking for, you might not even realize that it's a fake waterfall. So I think that's super cool. Like the little centipedes coming out of the log and stuff in that one area. It's like I just get mesmerized by it. And of course, the shaman at the end, she is just fantastic. She's one of the coolest animatronics in all the Disney parks, I feel like. And she just moves so fluidly, and you can see her there. She's kind of like, she's playing the music that you're listening to, like, and it just is such a really cool idea. And I love the song. The song gets stuck in my head, even though I'm not Gared. I don't speak Navi, but I mean, it sounds beautiful. But it's just such a cool experience. And I think a third thing for me too is when you've had a long day at a theme park, this is one of those reset and unwind attractions that you sit in there for 5 minutes or whatever it is, and it can totally just like calm you down. You're out of the big crowds, you're out of the heat of Florida, and you get this nice air conditioning, and it just kind of, it's a palate cleanser. And that's another reason I say do it.
It is definitely quick, that's for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a quick ride, so also something to keep in mind. I feel like Flight of Passage has a real bang for its buck, and it's a little bit longer, but this attraction is definitely one of those, or at least it feels longer. This attraction is definitely one of those where it's a short ride, but it is a palate cleanser?
Clout
How do we say that again?
Cleanser, yeah.
Clout? No, cleanser? Well, now we are going to jump out to Walt Disney World in front of this very attraction where Gared Hassel, our Florida reporter, is hanging out. Buddy, when it comes to this ride, Navi River Journey, would you say do it or ditch it?
I am in the same belief of Tyler, which is you have to do it. It's simply amazing. Outside of it, you have an image of the shaman that was hand stitched with some sort of vines, and the story that's involved in this, like Tyler said, is amazing. The visual effects inside are just breathtaking. And when you see the movie Avatar and you see Jake running through the forest and you see all the bioluminescence, that is what's going on inside the ride, and it just adds more to the overall theme. You feel really immersed in this attraction. And I think one of my favorite effects is that when you look above at one part, you have the little spinning lizards and the six-legged frogs interacting with each other, where a lizard will jump down and then you'll see it spin around and go away, and then a frog will jump from each one. I think it's such a cool thing.
Go frog,
when I
go.
say jump, because they're on these giant, leaves, but you see the leaves bounce, so it has that depth effect where you can see these creatures actually moving in the forest. And yeah, it's such a peaceful attraction. It's a palate cleanser, like both of you have said.
Is that how you say it, though?
Palate.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
let's
how
not
they
make fun of my
pronounce it.
dyslexia
All
here.
right, yeah. Palate cleansing. There we are. Well, and tell me this, Gared, because I mentioned here a few minutes ago that obviously it's one of those rides where if you'd walk right past that because you wouldn't even realize it was an
It's
attraction.
true,
Yeah,
honestly.
you're right.
If
It's
you
like a
don't
dark
know,
corner, like there's
the lines of
nothing.
people,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but if there was
Yeah,
no
right.
line, I would never
Yeah,
know.
right now it says standby is 45 minutes, but
That's not bad.
that's not that bad. I'm pretty sure it's a lot shorter than that. Pandora is different than any other attraction where they have a giant sign where you can tell what's going on there because they want you to feel like you are a visitor coming to Pandora, and you can easily walk by it. There's no giant sign that says Navi River Journey or Flight of Passage. It's literally a sign that says Navi River Journey. You may get wet, health and safety precautions, and then the wait time. You easily walk by, you'd have no clue, and it just adds to the overall theme of this land. But I recommend going on it at night because the night just adds to it because you go on the attraction and you enter the nighttime world of Pandora, and then you come outside and you see the bioluminescence of the land happening all around you.
Good call.
You see
How romantical.
Yeah.
it is romantic. Yeah, both Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey I think are better at night overall because when you come out, you really can see the beauty of this land at night. Because before this park didn't have a nighttime, but adding Pandora, which shines at night, literally, makes it just so much more immersive and amazing.
Agreed. Hey, and when it comes to the wait time, so I think this is a good question for everybody too. So we'll go around and get everybody's take on this. When it comes to the wait time, obviously we've all said so far that if you have the opportunity to do one or the other, Flight of Passage or Navi River Journey, we would all say do Flight of Passage, of course. But when it comes to a wait time, if you're not able to get a fast pass for a ride like this, so right now, for example, you can't get fast passes due to them not being available at the moment in Disney parks. But if you're not able to get a fast pass for this, when would you say is the cutoff? Time-wise, how long would you wait?
For me, for Flight of Passage,
Nope.
right now,
Navi River Journey. Talking about that right behind you.
No, I'm trying to compare the two.
Oh, I see.
For this
Okay.
one, yeah, because that one can be 2 hours. For Navi River, 45 where it is right now, that'd probably be my cutoff. If it was an hour, I probably wouldn't wait in that line. I would use a fast pass if that feature ever comes back. But 45 seems like a good amount of time for any attraction of this scale. Some people wait 2 hours for Mine Train, for example, and that's even shorter than this attraction. And I don't think that's worth it. So 45 is a good wait time for Navi River Journey.
Thank you for that, sir.
It's just hot right now.
Well, of course, naturally, it's Florida in summer. That's what happens. Yeah. And what do you think, Tyler? A time limit on this? What would you not wait?
I mean, I think if I've never done it before, I think like 45 minutes to an hour probably is my tops for that ride. Like, again, if I've never seen it before, but for I've been on it a few times now, obviously, and I think that 30 minutes is probably a good cutoff. I suppose the thing is too for me though is that there's really not that much to do in Animal Kingdom, so like ride wise, so you only have so many choices there, and if you're going to spend an entire day at Animal Kingdom, I mean there's no reason not to spend time going on that ride. I think of it as like it's almost like a fictional fantasy version of Living with the Land.
What a clever thing to say.
It's really it really is like, hey, enjoy the earth on Living with the Land, and enjoy Pandora on
in their
Navi
land.
River Journey.
Yeah. Oh, very clever. And what do you think, Katrina, time-wise?
I honestly agree with Gared. Like 45 minutes is actually a pretty good time to wait. Even with me writing it multiple times, I would wait like 45 minutes tops. If I was a newbie, I would be like 45 to an hour. But if it's over an hour, just come back, because you just at that point just stand in line for Flight of Passage, and then maybe just like kind of check your app to see if the times go down, because there's always like a flux. And so at the end of the night, but 45 for me, an hour if you're a new person.
All right, there you go. Do it's all around for Navi River Journey at Animal Kingdom, Pandora World of Avatar. Let us know in the comment section if you feel like this is worth doing, and what's your time cutoff. Do you feel like beyond an hour you wouldn't wait for something like that? I think that's a very important part to this question as well. All right, my friends, you stick around. More Kingdom Report live for you next.
Looking for some digital magic to help you through your week? The Kingdom Report is here for you, covering the latest Disneyland and Disney World news, experiences, and events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Report Live so you never miss an update. And drop a subscribe on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel for new videos every week. Don't miss out. Join this growing community of theme park fans as we aim to connect you to more of what makes you happy. For more information, visit KingdomReportLive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Kingdom Team All Call time. This is the question and answer segment of our broadcast where you send us questions and we do our best to answer them to the best of our ability. Sometimes it's speculation, sometimes it's from the heart, but as always, it's sincere. Yes, yes. You can send us your questions at KingdomReportLive.com. Fill out the question form on the homepage, and we will follow up potentially right here on the show. This week's question comes to us from Callum Roddick. Callum asks, as Disneyland Park turns 66 years old on July 17th, what would you say are some of the things you are most grateful for when it comes to the Anaheim Original? Disneyland sadly didn't get to celebrate its birthday last year, obviously due to the pandemic. They tried to announce a reopening last July 17th, and that did not go over well and didn't happen. So Disneyland did not get to celebrate its iconic anniversary last year, but is celebrating 66 glorious years this year and is back open, which is fantastic. And as we head into what is the celebration week of Disneyland Park's birthday, I do think it's a great question. Some of the things you're most grateful for when it comes to the Anaheim Original. Tyler Crouch, what do you think?
All right. I've got a couple.
Don't cry.
Looking
emotional.
I'm so grateful.
I don't have any tissues.
No, but first and foremost, I think something that is kind of forgotten about occasionally, and something that deserves so much praise and makes things so special for your Disneyland trip. I mean, number one for me has to be I'm so grateful for the cast members. I really think they're a huge piece of the puzzle of making the place feel so magical. And, you know, the vast majority, 99.999% of them are just like phenomenal people. They work hard. They do the right thing, you know, most of the time by the guests. And they're working, like I just said, they work hard, but I mean, they're working extra hard right now with the fact that there's just less cast members in general. And they're being asked to work doubles all the time and just all these different things. So, I mean, the cast members are phenomenal and they make it kind of an elevated place compared to some other theme parks. It's really true. So thank you to all the cast members. I'm super grateful for you. And the other thing I'm grateful for at this point with COVID kind of slowing its roll, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to say it's over or anything, but subsiding, sure. Is just the fact that everything is coming back and, you know, restaurants are starting to reopen again. We're getting shows again. I mean, fireworks, for God's sake. I mean, it's crazy. The entertainment is coming back, which, I mean, one of those great things when you walk into Main Street is seeing the Disneyland band or, like, you know, the firemen. They're not quite back yet, but it's just, that's what makes it feel alive, right? Is seeing the different entertainment in here. And it's just exciting to be coming into the park and seeing a massive band like playing classic Disney music. And so, yeah, I'm grateful for that too. I'm grateful that things are coming back and we get to enjoy it all over again.
Here. Couldn't agree more. It's a very special place. You don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Right.
And certainly without it for the last year, it felt like the world was a little darker. And definitely a place that I think illuminates a lot of people's lives is the original Magic Kingdom. What do you think, Katrina? Some of the things you're grateful for at Disneyland Park?
I love the homey feel. Like when you walk in, you're just kind of like you're back home. Like, you know, we were gone for a year and then I was able to like walk through to Main Street and I like got overwhelmed with emotion just by having this like homey feel, which is completely different than Disney World, because Disney World's very corporate feel. It's like, I don't know, not cold, but there's something just about like the beautiful bright colors of Disneyland. It's just like a nice warm hug. And then and like what Tyler said with the band and stuff, it's just everything feels more alive, and that's what I'm so grateful for. Than, you know, Disney World, they can't really have the like the automobiles kind of moving around Main Street and having the horse carriage kind of going around because there's too many people.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible. They would never be able to do it. And I think that is honestly like the coolest thing about Disneyland that I'm so grateful for, is just having that like hometown feel to it, like what Main Street should be like. And then so that's really great. And like, honestly, I'm so grateful for my Fantasyland. I love Fantasyland over there. It's just, yes, it's small, but I adore it. Like, I love the carousel. It means a lot to me. Because I like, just like Walt Disney, he would take his kids to the Griffith Park carousel over there in Los Feliz, and my dad would do the same thing with me every Saturday. So I would go to the carousel and ride the train over there in Griffith Park. So I always love the carousel. So yeah, those are like my things that always make me feel so grateful for Disneyland.
Very special indeed. And now we jump out to Florida at Walt Disney World and Disney's Animal Kingdom, where sporting a Disneyland shirt is our own Gared Hassel, our Florida reporter. What do you think, man, when it comes to being grateful for 66 years of Disneyland Park? What comes to mind?
The biggest thing for me living out here is just the level of quality out there. I feel like it's slightly higher. Disney World is designed phenomenally, but I don't know, something about Disneyland just has a higher quality feel to me. And along with that, I think the reason it has that feel is because Walt actually got to design and build this park that he called the happiest place on earth. Walt didn't get to do anything with Disney World because unfortunately he passed away. So Disneyland having Walt's touch there, and I've said it many times, when you are in Disneyland, you can feel a little bit of Walt's magic in the air. You can sort of feel that this is where he walked. He had a corn dog here. He ate popcorn there. He laughed and saw, the kids gallivanting around having a great time. So just knowing Walt was there makes it just that much more amazing. And I appreciate it so much. And I really miss that feeling, because when I come here, yes, it's a lot of fun. Yes, it's very magical, but Disneyland just has that amazing, captivating feeling of Walt's magic being there. And I truly, truly miss that. So Disneyland, I love you if you're listening to this.
Sounds like much along the same lines of Katrina. It feels very different to you than, say, a Walt Disney World does, and we appreciate that. Yes, lots of things to be grateful for when it comes to 66 years of Disneyland, especially, as I mentioned, having it be absent from our lives for over a year, and now Walt's original theme park is back and striving to be better than ever each passing day. It gets a little bit stronger, it gets a little bit bigger, it gets a little bit more fun, and more things continue to be added to it. So as we march towards the big 66, we say happy birthday, Disneyland. We are so grateful to have you in our lives. And thank you, Gared, for joining us for this segment. All right, my friends, lots of great things to share with you about Disneyland's birthday. You can always check out our social media channels at Kingdom Report Live. And, we'll be updating those throughout the week to really touch on the big 66 for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that about brings this broadcast to a close. But as always, we like to reward you for watching this live show. And what you can do is win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. Yeah, that's the reward we're talking about. It's a small world is the phrase that pays. It's a small world. That is the phrase that pays. You leave that comment underneath this video on YouTube, the Kingdom Report on YouTube, just beneath the Kingdom Report live video for today. It's a small world. Between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, we will select a winner at random, and we will reach out to you if you have won, and you can get yourself a cup of magic. That's right. Be sipping some magic right out of this bad boy.
It makes everything taste better. It's coffee, tea, whatever you're going to put in it. Amazing.
That's right. I feel better after I sip out of it, so I continue to sip. My God, that's great.
Yes.
See, don't you want to win one? So it's a small world in the comment section down below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, programming note, we will not be with you next week, unfortunately. However, stay tuned to our YouTube channel, The Kingdom Report on YouTube, for new videos all throughout the week. So we will be socking away some content for you so that you won't miss out on anything. But we do wish Disneyland a very happy 66th anniversary, and we wish all of you a magical week ahead. As always, remember, the legacy of Walt Disney, it lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time on the following Saturday after next, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.